Oh, it's recording.
How do you know? Oh, god damn it.
Alright, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the flash sale that I saw for PlayStation 4.
You don't even have a PlayStation 4.
Nope, but I know you do, and I know a lot of our friends play that casual-ass machine, so...
Yeah, alright.
What do you think?
I think there's a couple noteworthy games, but by now, if you don't already have them, you probably don't even want to spend a little bit to get them anyway.
Even if they're that cheap?
They are pretty cheap.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of games are you thinking here? What's the noteworthy ones?
For me, I guess Evolve was a game I was interested in when it was first announced. Then I saw that it
sucked.
Kind of sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't play it. But now, what is it, $10?
Yeah, $10.
It's probably worth it for $10.
See, the thing is with that, on PC, it's free. It's absolutely free on Steam. It's called Evolve Stage 1. And literally they just went to free-to-play method. So that's why I think that's really interesting, that PlayStation's just trying to pass it off on people for $10.
That's weird, because PlayStation does have free-to-play games.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
So, I don't know. But yeah, I installed it when it went to free-to-play. They definitely made it better, but it was still... I mean, it was still Evolve. It was still garbage. It was just like a... Might as well play Left 4 Dead. It's way better.
Alright.
But the only thing I see on that list, I would say, is The Wolf Among Us.
I don't know anything about it.
It's by Telltale. Is that the name of them?
Could be.
Yeah, Telltale Games. And it's like it's not really a game. It's one of those like where they tell the story and you interact with the story and your decisions kind of change the way the story goes.
So it's an adventure game, like other Telltale games.
Yeah, pretty much, with a lot of quick time events.
Oh, God.
But the interesting thing about it, it's based off of a comic book / graphic novel, The Wolf Among Us, which it takes the classic fairy tale guys and put them into like homicide thriller scenarios, which is fucking rad.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I would recommend that. But other than that, PlayStation still sucks, so I don't know what else you guys are going to do with that.
Little Big Planet 3. It's really, really good.
$8 good?
It's builds upon the Little Big Planet universe. Not much has changed, though, since, like, the first one.
Yeah.
I like those games. They're fun.
When's the last time you played one, Mike?
Nobody will play with me. That's the thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
No one cares.
I mean, only thing I see people play on PlayStation is Dark Souls or Bloodborne if they're that old.
Or Destiny.
And Destiny, exactly.
Rocket League.
Rocket League? Yeah, that seems pretty solid.
At least with our friends.
You hate this. I think it's fucking awesome. But Resident Evil 7 is going back to the route of what Resident Evil was awesome with. Like, very survival, very horror, and just, like, fun. And now, I don't know, they released...
Wait. Fun?
Yeah, fun.
You think the first...
I think all...
the tank controls and the
yeah.
bullshit camera.
I mean, it was still great. I loved them all the way till 5. 5 I had some fun with, but it just got to the point, it's like, why am I playing 5? And I just beat it, and I never went back to it, even though they added a bunch of, like, online stuff so you can keep playing, but it was just, why? It wasn't good. It was just an arcade game, it felt like to me. So
I didn't even like 4.
Okay, you're a fucking heretic. How did you not like 4?
It was, like... I guess I just don't like never having ammo and having, like... Here's my main gripe.
Okay.
What everyone says is it's, like, strength is how hard it is to shoot and kill things. Like, the aiming's terrible. That's just because the controls are shitty. Like, why... Or they have a shooter that you can't fucking aim and shoot things. And
I
there's
guess
no ammo to ever... You just run away. It's just so...
There's knifing and kicking that mattered.
Quick time events that kill you instantly, and there's...
That's true. The quick time was... I don't know. I did not like the quick times. But I loved everything else.
I didn't have the patience for that shit.
So this was before you became a hardcore gamer. This is when you were still casual and loving Zelda.
No, I've always been a hardcore gamer.
Oh, so you just don't like difficulty. You'd rather have it really easy for you.
I think they were lazy making the controls for that game. And then people are giving it a pass, saying, "Oh, there's it's supposed to be like that."
I thought, well, here's let me give you a whole backdrop on it. I played it first on GameCube. And GameCube, I thought, was the best controller ever made for a console, first off. And that game was incredible. I've never had a problem aiming. I was like, this is sick. You can shoot them in the knees, they drop down, you kick them to save ammo. You do a lot of sweet stuff. And I don't know. I played on PS2, and it was okay. I hated the PlayStation controller because the thumbsticks are both like down at the bottom.
Yeah.
So I felt like that made it kind of clunky to like aim with. But on the GameCube, it was just like, it was perfect. It was perfect angles for your thumbs, and you're just like, reaction time was great. But then I played it again later on in life, thinking maybe, I'm just reminiscing on like old sweet stuff that I loved growing up or whatever. And I played it on PC when they did Resident Evil 4 Remastered with a mouse and keyboard. It was the best huh? Oh. No, it was like the best Resident Evil experience of my life. I loved it. It was great. It was like I felt like this is how it was supposed to be. But I could be biased. Most likely I am, but
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I disagree.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I just don't like that playstyle of like
surviving.
You have to conserve your ammo, so you don't want to shoot, but you have to shoot if you want to survive. And it's
you gotta think outside that box.
It's just
outside the ammo count.
Again, I think it just I'm impatient.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to fucking mow all those zombies down with a nice machine gun or something.
Yeah.
But then they never give it to me.
But you'd have to actually be like, well, maybe if I lure one out, kill that, and I could try to sneak around, and if they come at me, I can lure them to the other side of the room and then dart to the door or something. But nonetheless, it's super sweet. And the best part that I'm super excited for is because they are going to that Silent Hill test game. They're doing that whole theory. So remember that Silent Hill test game?
No.
That it was like, God, what is it? Silent Hill PT. So it was just, literally, it was a test for the new Silent Hill that Konami was going to put out. It was super sweet. It went viral. Everyone loved playing it. It was a demo on consoles, on PC and stuff. And it was like, you're trapped in this little house. There's clues everywhere. So everything is kind of a clue. But you would walk around the house, and no matter where you went, like you'd go down to the basement, it'd reset you in a way to come back through the house.
Heard about that.
Yeah, it was fucking terrifying, but it was awesome. You kept trying to like, okay, how do I get out of this? And you wanted to figure it out, and it was first person, and eventually lead to this horrifying things if you went the wrong route.
Yeah.
And it was a great idea. Anyways, Konami for some reason just said, nah, we're not going to do it, and they stopped it, and nobody went on with it after that, even though it was successful on the regards of what it was. So they released a trailer for Resident Evil 7 that shows that they're going back to what Silent Hill was going to do, and they're actually going to pursue it, which gets me super hyped because that's like perfect for Resident Evil. And like with those new teasers, the phone ringing, so sweet. Like you answer the phone, and it's going to, I am assuming what's happening in that scene is you're going to answer the phone, they're going to say their dialogue, you put it down, you're going to search through the house, and it's going to loop back, if you will, to the phone ringing, and you're going to answer it, and it's just going to keep kind of being redundant and or leading to different clues to escape that room or something.
Huh.
That's what I'm thinking anyways, and it sounds awesome. Even though you fucking hate it, but whatever.
Looks like Outlast and those kind of games.
Outlast was great.
Like, looks like a typical first-person horror game with VR.
Yeah.
So.
God damn it, Mike. There's Outlast 2 is coming out too. I don't know when, but I heard there was
better.
Oh God, fucking damn it!
Because they learned a lot.
Yeah, maybe. Outlast was great. I thought that was a great game.
Yeah,
made me scream.
It was kind of scary, but again, all you did was run away and hide under shit.
Yeah, there's a dude with an axe or whatever fucking hunting you.
Yeah,
terrifying.
I'm not too big in scary games anyway because I'm a pansy.
Yeah. Speaking of scary, we watched The Conjuring 2 last night. I haven't in a while been so scared that my heart was racing and nothing was happening. I was just sitting there just like trying to like breathe normal, but I couldn't, and I was like, what the fuck's happening right now? And then finally the scare happens, and they did it so well. It's not the stereotypical pops out, when they're in the attic. It was like they kept it drawn out, dude. That scare didn't happen until like, fuck, I was about to explode. And when it did, I screamed so hard like a little girl, and everyone thought I was jokingly screaming, but I was just like terrified. I almost fell to the ground and like held my knees because I was so scared and I was so amped up from this fucking scene.
Holy shit.
It was really weird. I haven't felt that like since
Reminds
The
me
Ring.
of The Grudge.
Or The Grudge. Yeah, exactly.
I was terrified of The Grudge.
Terrible.
It's just, I don't care.
Alright. Fair.
It's recording.
Alright. What you gotta talk about now?
Everyone, Lewis thinks we're going to be the next two big things.
I am very optimistic, Michael. I think when you go into this, you have to go in looking towards the future, not towards right now. Because obviously we'll get like 1 or 2 viewers, and who cares? But
That's what I'm saying. And then you're telling me, oh, you're negative.
yeah, you're negative because you got to think about it as in, well, eventually we're going to get 100 viewers. Eventually we're going to get 1,000.
That's what I'm saying. Everything's a stepping stone. So that's
Yeah,
why
but why-
we shouldn't care that much.
If you don't care that much in the beginning, why are you going to care that much later? Why not give it your
What I'm saying
100% in the beginning?
I am. Not really.
No,
but,
you're not. You just don't care.
Well,
why not give it now?
because
If you're giving your 100% now and it works, and you improve on that 100%, you're now just increasing
to me,
exponentially.
100% is doing it at all. Because a majority
of people.
of the time we talk about doing a podcast, we never do the podcast.
Well, you were talking with the wrong people. So.
Whatever. I've talked to you for years about doing it.
Nah, never me. Never me.
So just the mere fact that we're recording something is good.
Yeah,
If we keep recording something,
it's better.
even better.
Yeah.
And then, eventually we'll get down to a rhythm and we'll have more topics and we'll blah, 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 blah. That comes naturally. If we start just, hey everyone, this is Matt Taylor.
But that's funny too. I don't know.
If you like this podcast, don't be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And
why not?
Why
not?
Hello everybody, it's your boy. Like, I don't fucking know.
Why not?
We could get to that point someday.
But-
Anyway, LAN parties.
Yeah, we just went to one, didn't we?
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. I don't know. I had some issues, but I don't know if you
Really?
Yes, really. I was really. I guess in the future it would be solved, but as of right now, like, they go to LAN parties, and nobody's, like, barely anybody is playing the same game. I won't
Okay.
say nobody.
So I'm wondering if this is an isolated incident or not. But we went to the last 2 of the Boise LAN here in Boise.
Yeah.
Or Boise, as locals call it. But I
Yeah.
don't give a shit about how they call it. And yeah, we noticed that when we try to get people playing games that maybe they don't play normally, they do not want to play any game that they don't want to play, or that they aren't currently playing, which is kind of, maybe it's just because we're in our 30s. At least one of us is.
Aww.
And we were used to LAN parties being this awesome event where we get our shitty PCs and we network them all together. And back then, the internet wasn't quite as good, so we couldn't all play online together all the time unless we were fortunate and had awesome internet or
Unlimited AOL subscriptions.
Yeah, or 56K modem that
Yeah.
you had our own phone line.
Yeah.
So, but then, we would play what we could get.
Yeah.
And whatever game somebody would bring up. Like, hey, let's play Quake or Serious Sam. Those are the go-to ones. And, Counter-Strike 1.4, 1.5.
1.6.
Those were great. Unreal games.
Tribes.
I never played those at a LAN.
You never did?
No.
The first ones?
No.
Like Tribes 2?
No. I'd always play those online.
That's weird.
Which is funny because online must have meant like 28 or 58K modem.
Yeah, exactly. Like StarCraft Online.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about it too, and it's like, is it isolated like you were thinking, or is that just what's the word? Like it's
Is what people do now?
yeah, because we're just have so many luxuries that we're so
I think people are changing what we know as a LAN party to be a social tech cafe situation. They bring their own computers and then they enjoy the atmosphere while they're playing
Minecraft
their games
yeah,
that they want to play.
Yeah.
And they're online. They're using the internet there to play on their online games.
Which is an interesting thing too.
Yeah. Before LAN parties typically weren't online. It was just on the network.
You brought up the whole doing it without internet too.
I did.
That would
force people
to play. Yeah, because they wouldn't be playing anything. Because no, they would be like, okay, well, I could play this game that I always like to play without internet.
Mm-hmm.
So they go on it and they realize it's just themselves.
Yeah.
They're gonna be bored as fuck. So like, with that, the problem is, yeah, I think on the standpoint, would that make it where they would force themselves to play different games? Ideally, like what we would think what they would do, because that's what we would do, or would they just not come altogether? Would they just be like, well, yeah, this ain't worth it to me. I'll just stay at home.
I honestly think there'd be about half the amount of people there if there was no internet.
It'd be half the people, but those half, so 40 out of 80, so it'd be 40.
There'd be 40 people who would all play the same games, and it'd be awesome.
It would be fucking insane.
Like all those Overwatch players are really good, and all the CS players, the Rocket League, like all the tournaments except League of Legends. Because I think the League of Legends crowd would not show up. Like,
no, and I mean, not to hate, even though I hate League of Legends. They barely showed up anyways.
Yeah.
From my understanding, like most of them came just for the League of Legends part.
Yeah.
And then left.
They came and were like, "When's League of Legends?" Okay, we'll be back like tomorrow when that is.
Yeah, that's frustrating. That's the mentality though. That's like they're not coming for LAN. They're coming to almost say they came to the LAN. I
don't know why they're coming.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's like
I think they're just getting something out of being able to say that they're a part of a gaming community, a PC gaming community.
It really feels like it sometimes.
Which, they are.
Yeah, they're cute.
It's just different. Like,
yeah,
LANs have changed.
But have they though? I haven't done it yet, but I've been wanting to look up how DreamHack is going because I haven't heard anything for a while. But I know DreamHack, the winter is coming up, and they do summer, so they do two, and they have to have internet.
Don't they provide computers?
DreamHack?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
DreamHack, you bring your own.
Oh.
Yeah. So people are bringing their own computers. It's huge still. Tons of people. And like, it's I don't know. Like, for example, Mike, he went over there. He went to it a year ago, and he said a lot of people were playing their own games. I think.
Yeah.
From I remember what he said, anyways. But they were still a ton of people playing that game. Like they had it kind of in sections. So like if you're there for
if there's enough people, there'll be enough people to play
anything,
whatever.
Which is interesting. So it's
like we got.
So
how many people do you think played Counter-Strike for that tournament?
Oh
it's
man, I want to say 16.
20 tops. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I mean,
out of 80.
Out of 80, yeah.
Could you imagine? That is a game that you do have to pay for. So maybe that was something.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, which is weird. Did we ever have to pay for those older games at LANs?
Typically not.
Yeah, everyone had a CD key or something. Yeah.
Or in StarCraft's case, you could just
put in 3
or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like there's
yeah.
CD keys. which is nice. I'm glad they did that.
Do you think that could possibly have a part of it too? Is
Yeah.
that these people, the reason they don't play all games is because they don't own them, so they're just not going to waste their time and money
Yeah.
for something for a one-night deal.
I think that's part of it. But then again, there was the games that they had on the server there
Yeah,
that you could just download that nobody played anyway.
that's true, like Quake 3 and stuff.
A couple of us played Halo 1.
Yeah.
which I already
It was like, what, 4
already
people on
talked about.
Sidewinder?
But that wasn't
Jesus.
that wasn't a tournament.
No, it wasn't.
That was just people playing,
Mhm.
which was cool. That was more of like a typical LAN party experience.
Mhm.
That was what I would expect. People playing those games like all the time.
Mhm.
I think there were some people playing Quake 3 at some point,
Mhm.
but
Like, I'm surprised Counter-Strike didn't get played more.
me too.
That's really weird. Like, they just played it and they stopped, and I was like, but we could still play it. It's
Yeah.
a good game.
There was a really fast tournament. It was
Yeah.
a single game,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I was a little surprised by that.
Yeah.
Those games that were up there for free, I think people should have played those more.
Yeah.
People, maybe there needed to be an announcement, but then again, you're up there announcing, hey, we're going to play this and blah blah blah, and
Nobody
never,
cared. Nobody cared.
nobody ever.
They almost felt like there was sometimes where I was like, man, should I even like announce it? Because I felt like people were getting offended almost. Like,
Yeah, they're just like, oh, there's that guy again asking
Yeah.
us to play his game.
I was like, it's brand new games. Of course, every time I go up there, I'm like, hey, we're about to try to get Heroes of the Storm going, because I figured, hey, free game, everyone knows it. So I was like, hey, Heroes of the Storm, anybody? They all like looked at me with this like look of just like, dude,
yeah.
nobody cares about what game you're trying to play. Like, and I'm just trying to get people to play games together instead of
Right.
all of us sitting in our little pods. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, it's weird.
yeah, and it was
And
like,
that's why I'm thinking, this is just my idea. I know you're part of something now.
yeah, I'm part of the staff now. It's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
There might be 2 different LAN parties. Like you just mentioned earlier, no internet allowed.
Hmm.
That would make it so the people who want to play with each other will come and play the games that are all on the server or whatever. And then have it like called like Boise Competitive or something, LAN, or
Hmm. Boise land, but underline land.
or LAN for old people. The land before time.
The land before. Okay, that's super catchy, and I actually the land before time is pretty accurate. That's good. That's real good,
Thanks.
actually. Yeah.
Feel free to use it.
I
I get
I'll present it and see what
I
the
get 10% of all proceeds.
yeah 10% for the title alone.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a sweet idea. I think it would be sweet to just try it. But the thing is, you got to think of
Yeah,
On
not
stamp-
as many people will come.
Yeah,
And we
'cause
won't
his
get as much
standpoint-
money.
is they still have overhead. They have to
Right.
get the servers. They have to rent the space.
Yeah.
Like, so if he does that and only gets 10 people, doesn't pay for anything, he's just like, well,
Well,
I lost money.
I think just based on the tournaments
Mm-hmm.
that did take place,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say about 20 to 25, possibly 30 people there would be interested.
You would think. I guess let's go to some interesting stuff for today that has
I
to
hate your transitions.
Well, what would you suggest?
I don't know, just
Because that's obviously a predetermined segment.
the miracle of editing.
Yeah.
Just lower the volume, have some transition music, and then all of a sudden we're talking about something else.
That's kind of weird.
You're weird.
Okay, fair enough. But anyways, today in history,
No,
got some cool stuff.
Star Wars trailer, and then Today in History.
what about the Star Wars
It
trailer?
is a cool trailer. Alright, that's enough.
It was a fucking sweet trailer that everyone in the world saw.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
What was it for again?
The Old Republic.
What's the expansion called?
fuck, who knows?
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, who
It's
cares?
a sweet trailer.
It was an awesome story. Like, I was actually into it
You
big
gonna
time.
play the game now?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, me
But yeah,
neither.
no, the MMO when it first came out, there was so much fucking hype for it. Like,
Yeah.
I was so excited. I got it. I pre-ordered it. Everyone I knew pre-ordered it. They got it. We played it, and then instantly, it was just pure regret within the first week. It was like, the story mode is fucking awesome. It is exactly what they said it would be. It is great. But then you realize you're playing WoW, World of Warcraft, for people who don't know what that is. And with a Star Wars skin over it. So, I mean, I guess on that own right, it's, if that's what you want, that's sweet. But everyone expected it to be not WoW. So that's what kind of killed it fast. Like, and the PvP was boring as fuck. It was just stupid, really dumb. But
Has it gotten better?
No,
I've heard it.
It went free to play, so now it is technically better because it's free. But this game was charging like $15 a month and $60 to buy the game, so it went free to play. It's pretty cool. The stories are still great, but I would never invest time into it. That's the problem with it. It takes.
I have a couple coworkers who play it.
Really
Like it a lot.
And they do? They just love it?
Yeah.
God, it's so weird. That is just... I don't know. I just didn't feel it. Did not feel it. Transition. Today in history. I got some really cool stuff. I looked it up. It was pretty awesome. I found some very important things.
What were they?
Happened today on October 18th.
What happened today, Lewis?
On October 18th. In 1878, this is pretty important, especially if you're a gamer, Edison makes electricity available for household use.
Edison fucking sucks.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for him right now, well, I guess I can't be
No.
positive, but for him, we have electricity in this house right now. We could play
He was
games.
a shrewd businessman.
Shrewd businessman that makes me able to play Dota 2 at home.
Someone else would have done it if not for him.
You never know. The only way is to go back in time, Mike. But in 1967, The Jungle Book, the old cartoon one, was actually released.
Ooh,
It's a pretty cool fact for you little Disney fans.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you ever see the new Jungle Book?
No,
What?
I refuse.
Why?
Christopher Walken's in it.
Wait, that's your reasoning? Why? What's wrong with Christopher Walken being in it?
When I saw the trailer
Oh God! Oh God!
and I saw King Louis,
Yeah.
who I know and loved from the original,
Uh huh.
and even like Tailspin and wherever else he's been.
Yeah.
I saw King Louis, and his mouth moved. And at the same time, I heard Christopher fucking Walken like doing a great Christopher Walken impression. I couldn't fucking believe it. I thought it was a joke. It's like, why the fuck is Christopher Walken talking out of that ape's mouth?
No way.
He's not a voice actor.
No.
He was either chosen because somebody thought, well, maybe apes talk like Christopher Walken, or maybe Christopher Walken's name will get people to watch this movie. And I'll bet you anything it's the second one.
It could be. They had a lot of other big names in it.
Why is Christopher Walken King Louis? Tell me that.
It literally could have been anyone. I don't know why they chose Christopher
Yeah.
Walken specifically.
It could have been a voice actor.
It literally could have been someone with no name, and it probably would have been just
Yeah.
as good.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm not gonna watch it.
I
might
suggest
watch it
though.
someday. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Christopher Walken.
Doesn't sound like
I
it.
do.
Okay.
I think he's great.
Yeah.
I love plenty of movies he's in. He's a great singer, kind of.
Mhm.
He's got his own style.
Yeah, yeah.
He can dance.
Oh yeah, he can dance. He's
Yeah.
incredible.
He's a showman,
Yeah.
but he's not a voice actor.
His
And
voice
he
doesn't
didn't even
change.
try to disguise his Christopher Walken-ness.
He didn't. Even in the movie, it was.
He's like,
It was clear.
I can't do
Oh, you know who I am. I can't do his voice, but.
it. Yeah, show me the fire.
That is so spot on to what he does. But it worked. I loved it. I thought it was great. It was the movie itself, though. The reason I majority loved it is because this is not a secret that I hate musicals. I can't stand musicals.
I love musicals.
We know this, but musicals are the worst.
Why?
Because I hate when they transition to tell a story by singing, and it's like not within storytelling guidelines. Like it's not like they're on a stage or something and they have to tell the story by they're doing a show, you know, that's part of the story. It's like they're walking down a rainy street and all of a sudden he's just like boom, bursts into song while everyone's doing their daily business, and it's like please. It's just it kills me.
Once you get past the fact that they're singing now in the story,
Mm-hmm.
it's like he's not actually singing,
But he is.
but he's not. See,
So I'm
that's the
living in an
difference.
alternate reality
So
now?
no, that's what I thought before, and I thought musicals were stupid. Like,
Mhm.
well, why? All of a sudden, everyone knows the same song.
Yes.
All of a sudden, everyone's dancing, and
Oh,
all of a
God.
sudden, blah blah blah. You know,
Yeah.
once you can just, I don't know how to say it. Like, there's the story, and then the song happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's like separate than the story. Typically, in most musicals, I'll say. It's like
It's like
you're experiencing
a gimmick.
a thought that this person's had. Like, if it's a happy song, then, you know,
They're having a
lots
happy
of-
thought.
right, there's a lot of good, like, yeah. It can show you the mood better than just a couple words.
But if they're a
If it's
great
a dark
actor,
song, if it's a blah blah blah, like,
true, I guess. I feel like in cartoons, yeah, that works pretty well. In animated films, it works pretty well. But when you have actual real life people in front of the camera, why can't they themselves, as being an actor that they are, show the emotion that they're trying to portray?
they can.
Yeah. So
Musicals are incredible. Have you seen Les Mis?
no, I haven't.
Oh my god,
It's like, is it good?
it's so good. It's all a musical. Like, it's singing the whole time. So there's no, like, spoken words.
So that's better though, because that fits to me. They're constantly singing. There is no trying to blend a reality with this false reality. I like that more. I'm just saying, like, I like the idea of that more. I haven't seen it, but I like the idea of they are constantly from beginning to end singing, right? And performing.
It's
That's
like an opera.
that's great. But if you go from the beginning, they're scrubbing dishes, they're having a regular conversation, they're going out into the public, they're like eating dinner.
Have you seen the Book of Mormon?
No, I want to though. It looks so good.
So,
They
after you see the Book of Mormon, are you gonna say you hate how they just bust into a song, blah blah blah?
probably.
When the Book of Mormon is kind of a satire on musicals itself, like, kind of. It pokes fun at lots of, like, stereotypical musical things, like,
So that would therefore kind of get past that ruling
maybe
because it is making
Maybe.
fun of something I hate. So
Maybe.
therefore, I'd like it more.
maybe you would
Probably.
like a musical.
Oh God damn it! But back to what I was
That-
saying.
oh, well, no, I'm not gonna.
The side thought here is that the Jungle Book, the movie, the remake that just recently came out, has 2 songs in it, and they're not really full-on songs.
What songs?
Well, I Want to Be Like You and
Sung by Christopher Walken.
yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And
Bare
the
Necessities.
Bare Necessities. But here's the thing: they weren't like cut out into a moment of singing and montage of dancing and scratching your back on the tree type of thing. It was just literally Baloo walking with Mowgli, and he goes, "The bare necessities," and he's just like a regular guy, just
He's
humbling,
just mumbling. to
yeah,
himself.
mumbling his little song, and he goes, "Yeah, bare necessities. I like that." And then you think in your head, I'm like, "Oh my god, they're about to burst into a big song." Nope, that was it.
That's too bad.
No, it was great. It was a great thing. I loved it. What they did is they made it like, I felt like the new Jungle Book is darker. It's more, I guess, real and gritty. They did that whole thing, which is weird for Disney. I liked it a lot.
There's lots of dark Disney movies.
Yeah, but like, realistically dark.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, name one.
Black Cauldron. Okay, that's not realistic.
Okay, anyway. God damn it. But yeah, no, I don't know.
Old Yeller.
Old Yeller. Jesus Christ, Old Yeller. Fuck, that movie made me cry. But I think it makes everyone cry.
You're a monster if you don't cry.
Yeah, pretty much. I think, yeah. I don't think... Who didn't cry in that movie?
I don't know. Psychopath.
Yeah. Wayne...
Deserve to be locked up.
John Gacy. He didn't cry in that.
Who's that?
I think it's John Gacy. That serial killer who had like 33 kids' bodies in his basement. Super famous.
Sounds like he wouldn't cry.
Jeffrey Dahmer didn't cry in that movie.
Probably jacked off.
he probably got irritated and found his next victim.
Alright.
But anyways, so yeah, Jungle Book came out. Also, very important. October 18th, 1985. Can you guess? I'm sure you can guess.
NES.
Yeah. The NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, was finally released.
In the United States.
I believe it was Japan. I'm not quite sure.
Do you know for a fact?
No. I
You
wouldn't
saying
put...
it's 25 years old?
Yeah. It's fucking old.
Wow.
25? You mean 35?
That can't be right. Yeah.
35. 35. Yeah, 35.
I'm still in the mindset that 80s 20 years ago.
Yeah. I have that a lot too. It's awful,
Fucking
Mike.
old.
Yeah.
Fucking old.
It's all downhill from here.
35.
35 years ago.
So I was
Not born yet.
not born yet.
No.
I was 5 years young.
Yeah. 5 years. Negative 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was released. Obviously, a fucking world-changing event, if you really think about it.
Yeah. It was really good.
What's
What's your favorite NES game?
my favorite one? Probably Castlevania. I mean,
I don't like those games.
I thought that was super fun. I can't think of any other NES one that's truly, besides, I guess, Duck Hunt and fucking Mario, but...
Oh my god. You didn't really play NES much, did you?
No, not that much. I played...
I grew up on it.
You really did? My first real experience of actually... Because I never owned one. My friend owned one, who is also my neighbor in the trailer park. So I would go over there and we'd play NES. And it was just meh. But Super Nintendo, that's the one I truly owned.
Yeah.
First game ever, Mortal Kombat. And I was done from there. Fucking loved everything. But, I don't know. What was your favorite? I guess Zelda was on NES.
I didn't like Zelda much.
Ooh.
The original one.
Yeah. The Legend of?
I played the second one, Adventures of Link, more
Mm-hmm.
because I liked the 2D, and then it gave you had more of a path of where to go. And the original, it's kind of an open world.
Oh! It is. It is.
You can go pretty much anywhere
And whack a bunch of bushes.
There's the right place to go first.
Yeah.
But my favorite, I have a list.
Oh, God.
Like, there's a lot. Mega Man 2, one of my favorite games ever. It's
That
also
was
one of my
NES.
first games I ever played. I remember one of my earliest memories is being like 2 or 3 or so, like,
Mm.
and asking my mom if she could get past this one part for me. Like kept dying,
Yeah.
and she like would try it, and I was just like, "What the fuck?" Are you like, that's not how you do it. Like,
you realize you were better at something
Yeah.
than your mom was? That's
yeah,
awesome.
I was like, that's really weird because at that point, you know, they're parent and they're better at everything.
Yeah.
I suck. I'm a kid that is, yeah.
Yeah, you should probably like hang yourself.
So, yeah, that's when I realized gaming was more of my thing.
Yeah.
And play the shit out of that game. And then, let's say, Rescue Rangers. You ever played that?
No, I did not.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
Chippendales Rescue Rangers. Holy shit. Because you could play 2-player, like the whole game, co-op,
Sweet.
essentially. You could pick up the other person and throw them. You could, like, really, like, kill them. And it was hilarious. My brother and I would play, and we'd be playing and go all the way to the end of the level, and then, like, one of us would pick up the other one and throw him off, and then, like, kill him. Oh, it's so funny. Anyway.
My interesting little mention here is actually on October 17th, 1814.
Wait, that's not even today?
No, not even.
Why are you even bringing
Because
it up?
it's super sweet. In 1814, there was a flood in London that killed 9 people. But the interesting thing about this flood, Mike, is that it was the London beer flood.
Beer, as in suds,
As in booze.
as in alcohol.
Yes.
What kind of beer was it?
I have no clue. No clue.
Lager,
If
porter,
it's probably a porter.
IPA.
No, do you think back then they even had those options, or were they
No.
just fucking beer? Like they were just an ale.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there was some variety,
Mm.
but no.
Yeah.
IPA didn't exist until
Yeah, because they're all like new brewing methods, right?
Yeah, well, the history of IPA itself is fascinating.
Maybe we should.
It had to do with the British soldiers in India
Really?
during the Indian occupation.
Interesting.
They would ship them beer from, you know, England
Mm-hmm.
or wherever, and it was a long trip, so the beer would be like fermented, like more,
Oh.
and so they got used to drinking pretty strong beer in India, and then I guess when they came back, they had the same beer, but
Not.
not aged as long.
Mm.
And they were like, what is this shit? Like, give me the stuff I was having in India.
Yeah.
And apparently that's where it came from. And there's a bit more to it.
That's kind of crazy.
They're
But-
pretty hoppy these days.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
But sweet. But anyways, with the beer
Just a
flood.
little fun fact
Yeah,
for you.
thanks. But with the beer flood, though, the thing that's super sweet, this is where I had to mention it, is that there was like 160,000 gallons of beer in these kegs in this fucking brewery in London. And one of them bursted. And they made a cascading event of all of them bursting. And the flood was so great with the beer that it destroyed 2 nearby homes, the brewery itself, and killed 9 people.
That's pretty nuts.
Could you imagine you're sitting in your little whatever hut they had back then? I don't know.
Jeez.
And you're like laying on your bed, and all of a sudden you're drowning in beer. Like,
That would be so ironic if they were an alcoholic.
it would be great. It's super sweet. But yeah,
Do you think they died happy?
I feel like, how could you not? You just, well, because right before you drowned, you would gulp in a bunch of beer. And theoretically, right?
Yeah. Well,
You would just gulp it in, and then you'd be essentially shotgunning like a case of
jeez.
old school beer. You'd be pretty happy, I think.
Old school. Dude.
I'm not talking about PBR old school. I'm talking like Guinness style, dude. It'd be crazy. Be sweet.
Yeah.
It'd be super cool.
Fun fact there, Lewis.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have for today.
Yeah.
Yeah. This has been really fun. Pretty good little pilot episode. I don't know, did you have fun?
I had a great time.
I'm glad that we're doing this together.
I hope we can record another one someday.
Yeah. Well, hopefully next week we will do one as well.
What do you mean, hopefully?
I guess you're right. We will next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be sweet. Will. Maybe we'll have better topics.
What's wrong with these ones?
I don't know. I felt they were good, but they could be better.
If you liked today's episode, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps us out. You can click on our below link for our Patreon information. We don't have a Patreon.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea.
I'm going to put ads on this thing so you get some money.
Sweet. Also, please provide some feedback. Feedback is always good.
As long as it's constructive.
I mean, we're not going to limit the rights here.
I will delete comments.
Okay, fair enough. But, yeah. Until next time. This is Lewis.
Oh, my God.
And this is Mike.
It'd be funny if I didn't record that.